Did you know a killer turned murder into a twisted game with police and was never caught? On July 4, 1969, young couples were enjoying romantic evenings in secluded parking spots around San Francisco Bay. That's when a hooded figure with a flashlight approached their cars. He calmly ordered them out at gunpoint, tied them up, then shot or stabbed them before vanishing without a trace. But the killing was just the beginning. Days later, coded letters arrived at local newspapers claiming responsibility for the murders. The killer called himself Zodiac and demanded his messages be published, or he would kill again. His letters contained ciphers that stumped experts and details about crime scenes never released to the public. He made taunting phone calls to police, even threatening to shoot children on school buses. For months, he played this deadly cat-and-mouse game, always staying one step ahead. Despite massive investigations and hundreds of suspects, the Zodiac killer was never identified. His final letter simply read, "Me equals 37, SFPD equals 0. Did you know a routine missing person case uncovered one of America's most horrifying crime scenes? On November 16, 1957, Sheriff Art Schley drove to a remote farmhouse in Plainfield, Wisconsin. Store owner Bernice Worden had vanished, and the last receipt showed Ed Gein as her final customer. Plainfield was the kind of town where everyone knew everyone. This should have been simple. But when Schley arrived at Gein's property, something felt wrong. The farmhouse reeked of decay. Gein seemed nervous, reluctant to let them search. What they found inside defied belief. Lampshades made from human skin, bowls carved from skulls, chairs upholstered with flesh. In the shed, they discovered Bernice Worden's headless body hanging like a deer carcass. Gein had been robbing graves for years, turning corpses into furniture and clothing. He wore masks made from women's faces, trying to become them. This house of horrors inspired Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Silence of the Lambs. Real evil had been hiding in plain sight. Did you know that a beautiful blue glow once killed an entire neighborhood? In September 1987, 2 scrap metal workers broke into an abandoned medical clinic in Goiânia, Brazil. Roberto and Wagner were just looking for valuable materials to sell. Deep inside the building, they found a heavy machine and started dismantling it. Hidden within was a small capsule that glowed the most beautiful blue they had ever seen. Fascinated, they took it home to show their families. The powder inside sparkled like magic dust in the dark. Children rubbed it on their skin like glitter. Families passed it around in wonder. Within days, people started vomiting and developing strange burns. The blue powder was cesium-137, one of the most radioactive substances on Earth. 4 people died horrible deaths as their bodies literally fell apart from radiation. Over 200 others were contaminated by what they thought was a miracle. The invisible killer had seemed like a gift from heaven, but it was actually death itself. Did you know 2 brilliant college students committed murder just to prove they were smart enough to get away with it? In 1924 Chicago, Nathan Leopold and Richard Loeb were wealthy University of Chicago students who believed they were superior beings. They thought normal morality didn't apply to them. So they decided to commit the perfect murder as an intellectual game. For months, they planned every detail: ransom notes, escape routes, body disposal. They chose their victim randomly, 14-year-old Bobby Franks, simply because he was convenient. On May 21st, they lured Bobby into their car, killed him with a chisel, and dumped his body in a culvert. Then they called his family demanding ransom money. But their perfect crime had one flaw. Leopold dropped his glasses at the crime scene. The prescription was so rare, police traced them back within days. When caught, neither showed any remorse. They had killed a child for entertainment and felt nothing. Pure evil disguised as intelligence. Did you know hundreds of men were sent to their deaths in 90-second shifts after Chernobyl exploded? In April 1986, Soviet officials needed volunteers for a special assignment near the destroyed reactor. They called it patriotic duty. The men who answered had no idea what awaited them. When they arrived at the zone of alienation, they saw the reactor building torn apart, concrete and steel twisted like paper. They were given lead suits that weighed 40 pounds, but offered almost no protection from the radiation. The robots sent to clear radioactive graphite from the reactor roof had failed instantly, so they sent in humans instead. They called them biorobots. Each man got exactly 90 seconds on that roof before the radiation would kill him. They ran up, grabbed chunks of radioactive debris with their bare hands, threw it over the edge, then ran back down. Within hours, their hair fell out in clumps. Blood poured from their mouths and noses. They knew they were trading their lives for cleanup work. Most were dead within months. The roof